Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode on the Game Mode 4 server. Are you excited for today's episode? I know I am, because we're going to be doing something absolutely epic. And check it out, I've got some decent armor on. I have been gearing up in between episodes. You can see we've got some enchantments on here, and I finally managed to get it. The one thing we really need, an efficiency 4 pick down here. It took me a while to get that, but it was well and truly worth it. And the reason that we need it is because we're going to do some digging today. Oh yes, you can see it off there in the distance. There is a burning tower. I was just over there looking to see if this thing had a wither skeleton spawner, and it does, which is absolutely amazing. Because that means we can build a wither skeleton farm this early on in the game. Something that I didn't really consider until it crossed my mind like a while ago, I guess now. Because I've been gearing up, I've been getting ready, but then I was like, wait a minute, we can build a wither farm early on. And we can get ourselves some wither skulls and fight the wither boss. It's going to be crazy, and we might not be fighting the boss this episode, but one thing we'll be doing is building a farm, and that's why I need this digging pick, because we're going to use full damage to get these guys down to one hit, and then we can get ourselves some easy skulls. So a moment ago I was over here fighting the dungeon, exploring it. I've explored a few of these actually off camera. I've been going around, and I didn't find any wither skeleton spawners, but then I found this one, and it did. It had, let me think, a baby zombie spawner down on the bottom. It has, I think, 2 wither skeleton spawners, and it had a blaze one as well, which I managed to destroy, and then I thought I'd move away to let the blazes despawn. So it looks like just up here, and we got to be careful not to get caught on fire here, because there's fire everywhere, and there's a tower guardian as well. Let's kill this guy. You can see loads of stuff on the floor. Look, there's 2 of them. Oh, that's crazy. That's really good. And I destroyed a blaze spawner over on this side. So let's grab ourselves some stone blocks like this. And we've got to put down some torches. Got to be careful, because at the moment the fire is lighting everything up and stopping them from spawning. And we'd tear this thing down anyway, so it doesn't matter. 5 ender pearls. That is a really good find at this point, I've got to say. And it looks like there is... Oh, and it's another wither skeleton spawner. Are you kidding me? We're building a triple wither skeleton spawner farm in today's episode. This is going to be amazing. It really is. That is so awesome. Okay, and some more loot, another record, some bread, and some bones. So the fact that this thing is burning down is pretty cool. I brought with me loads of supplies. You can see lots of wood and stone to get building, so we can put down some chests for items. We've got, wood to craft things with and tools. Whatever we need, we've got it, which is cool. And now I can just get to work. So if we remove this top platform, the lighting is going to help stop the mobs from spawning. However, very soon, as the sun goes down, they're going to start spawning again. So we need to put down lots of torches in this area. I think I'm also going to stand back and make sure that I don't get killed, because that would be a bad thing. Of course it would. But yes, a very successful start to this episode, and I am really excited. So, don't think there's much else to do here now. Oh, you found him, clownfish. Interesting. And a furnace with a tripwire hook. I'll have to ask Sparks what that's about. I'll definitely hold on to that clownfish though. So yeah, let's make sure this thing has got lots of torches on it. And yeah, I guess I'll clear all of this mess up and be back with you in a bit. So that was a job well done, and nothing spawned here during the night. And now we can have a little closer look at this spawner. Just realised that's something we can do. They look kind of derpy from further away, like the guy's spinning and moving really fast. So there you go, wither skeleton spawners, 3 of them. They've all got blue armour. And there you go, there you can see it looking a little bit derpy. I imagine as we pillar up, that's going to stop. There you go. So I put some cobblestone blocks around the outside. All of them have got a torch on the outside, so it means the entire area around these is well and truly lit up. So I think what we're going to do is figure out the walls of where we want all the spawning rooms to be, because obviously it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and because they're in different positions, that means we're going to have a big, kind of crazy, probably ugly big box at the top here, and then they can all fall down into water, which will be below this one right here. Now it is possible for them to land on top of the spawners, so we'll probably put some glass or a pillar going all the way up to the ceiling so they don't spawn on top of that, and then that means all of them will fall down into a water stream. So still more work to do, obviously. We've just gotten started here, and it's been pretty cool so far. I got loads of materials from taking that down. So everything in this chest, all this stuff right here, which is good. Nice to get some building supplies. But yeah, you know what the plan is. I just got to crack on with it. So this is going to end up being a big, ugly cobblestone box. The reason why? I really don't have the time to find the right materials or design anything, and it's going to be a little bit of an eyesore, but maybe in the future we can come back and make it look pretty. So anyway, this is going to be the dimensions of the box, and based on it not being square and being rectangle, I'm not sure how the water is going to work, but we might end up with water on either side, sort of going down to a central stream in the middle, or maybe we'll end up with something which I thought could look pretty cool, which is to have the water come over to the side here, and then they can drop down and we can put a big glass mirror. Why did I say mirror? A big glass wall on this side, so from over there you could actually see the wither skeletons falling down. And then let's say we have like a nether portal to get over here. We could have it out there at the front, and you could walk up the path to the farm and see all of the skeletons dropping down. And now that I've said it, it's also occurred to me you need to be near this to activate it. And that is something that I'm going to have to factor in. So maybe actually what we might do is have them go up a water elevator and then fall back down again. Yep, there's more things to be considered, but anyway, I've just been checking the facts on these spawners. The escape area around this thing is 9 blocks tall. That means in order for it to continue spawning, mobs need to be outside of its range. And because these mobs are 2.5 tall, I thought we'd go a little bit extra here. So if it's 9 blocks, 1 being the middle one, 1, 2, 3, 4, that's the escape area, so any mob down here won't count. However, if it's on this level, part of its body is going to be in the escape area. So if we go down by 2 blocks, then it would be outside, but because this thing is 2.5, we're going to make it down here. And then we could also consider that if there's water in this level, it would bob up and down. But we're getting to a serious sort of micro level of efficiency right there. So this is going to be the level where the water is. And now I've got to figure out what to do next, because as I just theorised, we may actually be better off transporting them up and dropping them back down again, because we need to be in activation range of these. Feels kind of blasphemous to be building a giant cobblestone box, but that's the reality of this. Very early in the game, building a big farm like this. And I've run out of cobblestone, so I'm just thinking about where I'm going to get this from. So let's talk about design a little bit. I've decided to make some 2 wide water streams in the middle, and I figured why don't we just make the tower on the other side that brings the skeletons up 2 wide as well, because so often you see it get funneled into one. So we'll do it a little bit different. I put the cobblestone pillars going up to the ceiling as well, so we don't have any wither skeletons spawning there and falling on top of the spawner. And then over here is where they're going to get taken back up again. So it's quite likely it's going to go very high into the sky and drop down, not all the way down there, because I don't think we activate all of the spawners when we're all the way down there. So there's going to be like an elevated platform here. And as I realised that, it just dawned on me that I spent ages trying to get this pick and we barely used it, because we're not going to make a fall that goes all the way down to the bottom for the wither skeletons, because we need to be activating the spawners while we're using this farm. So at the moment I need to figure out how to get some cobble. I'm going to ask some of the other players. Maybe I'll go do some branch mining, try and get some diamonds. But that is the progress that we made so far, and doesn't it look awful? I know, but we really don't have any other options at this early stage in the game. So if big ugly cobblestone boxes is good, then we are doing good. I've just built the elevator, and I don't need to show you too much of this, but I will show you a little bit. So we've got our streams going down the bottom here. Everything's just a little bigger than usual because of the wither skeletons being 2.5 blocks tall. So there's a gap over there that's 3 blocks. Hopefully they'll get through there. If not, we just got to replace those with signs. So at the back there, that water is actually flowing in that direction. If you haven't done one of these before, then that's important because it pulls the mobs in and means they'll get into the elevator a little bit quicker. So then it's pretty much every other block there's signs, then water going all the way up to the top, and at the very top there's a little bit of water that flows over. Then we leave some blocks which the mobs can stand on, so the ones behind them push them, and then they fall off down this row right here, and they're going to land on some hoppers which I'm yet to place. So that means they fall 22 blocks all the way down to this height right here, and then there'll be one hit kill, which will be awesome. They won't be able to escape this area either. So that should be all good. What we need to do now is go get some iron, because I've pretty much run out, and we need to put 2 hoppers right here. So it shouldn't take me too long. A little bit of caving, 10 pieces of iron, that's all we need, and then this thing is technically ready to go. I need to double think that. It feels like there should have been more to this. I mean, it did take a bit of time, but I think the biggest thing was getting all of the cobblestone, and Sparks lent me 10 stacks of this stuff as well, which was pretty awesome of him, so we've been able to finish it. But yeah, very close to getting this thing up online now, but I will be double checking everything in my head. So anyway, now I'm going to go caving and get those pieces of iron. Alright, we are almost good to go. I am actually really excited now, and check it out, we've got the new wall texture right here, well, it's on a carpet, but that's what it's like. I think I might turn down the contrast here a little bit. I feel like the dark colours there are maybe a little bit too dark, but let's remove these so we can have a look inside. That is the new hopper texture. I'm really happy with how that one turned out. This was, I think, mostly made by myself. There was a texture that I had to lift from a screenshot because there was no download available, and that involved doing some crazy stuff where you have to warp like a shape into a square and then kind of get the colours out of it. And then I ended up putting that same texture on the anvil and changing it slightly. Hopper, and that's what it looks like. And as I said, you're going to hear a lot about the textures from me, but for now, all we have to do is activate this, and I've been thinking what's the safest way to do this. It is probably to go in there bit by bit and remove them from the edges, like standing over here, but that means tearing out a lot of the walls. So we're probably going to do this the risky way then, which is always going to be fun. So, I don't think the wither skeletons can spawn at this height right here if you have a block. I think if it's a 1 high mob it can spawn on top of this, so we're good for now, and hopefully nothing will fall down from below. If we go upwards, then this should be the safest way possible to disable the spawner. So now we should start to see some wither skeleton spawners, and I will talk to XP in a moment. Actually, I could tell him, I guess. I don't know. I'll speak to him in a moment because it's kind of hard to describe where I am. Okay, so first one done. We should be now safe to move further across. This is actually going to be a lot easier than I thought it would. I thought I'd record because we might run into a little bit of trouble, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen because they shouldn't spawn at this height, so we should be safe just to go around and remove these bit by bit. And so you should also remember that we've got other light sources coming into this area from over here as well at the moment, so it's not optimal yet, but there go our wither skeletons. They're moving slow. By the way, the server needs a restart, and Sparks is offline at the moment. You can see they're moving like at half the speed. Well, the game is sort of going at half the speed. See, I can type TPS like this, and it tells you the tick speed. Actually, it's lowered since we last checked, so we really need a restart, but I can't do that at the moment, so we'll have to wait. And yeah, okay, we know this is going to go down safely, so let me remove these and then we'll see it in action. Success! The first wither skeletons are here, and of all the things we can do in Game Mode 4, I didn't think we'd be killing wither skeletons this quickly. Now these guys should be one punch kill, and you know what I haven't factored in here? They're wearing armour. That is something I have not factored at all, and that could be feather falling boots. Oh dear, and so everything was going smoothly, and now there's a little bit of a hiccup. Yeah, that is something I haven't factored in at all. That means we're probably going to have to make this thing taller, and if they've got feather falling, potentially a ridiculous amount taller, which I don't like the sound of. I don't like the sound of that at all. I mean, we could use a crushing mechanism, but I had another plan for this, and it required these guys to be one-hit kills, so some investigation is going to happen. Do we get any of their armour? Protection 2. Okay, so if we kill a few more of these guys, we'll figure out what they have on their boots. If they got full damage, then we'll be able to possibly, in a test world, calculate how much higher this thing needs to be. So, no boots yet. I wasn't getting a lot of spawns, and I was thinking, why are we not getting a lot of spawns? Do you know what I've gone and done? I've forgotten to factor in the height that these are. So, when we stand up here, then they activate, which means we're probably going to have to come out to about somewhere around this height. Oh, maybe even a little bit higher. There you go. And back a little bit as well. So we have to stand like here, by the looks of it, to activate all of them. I have made some silly mistakes today. So not only have we got to make this thing taller, it's got to drop higher up, which means it's going to be even taller still. And our massive cobblestone box is going to get ridiculously high. And I'm starting to wonder, have I overlooked something here? Is there another way we could have killed them without full damage? See, I need them to be one-hit kill. You'll find out later on. Looks like we've got a lot more work to do. I'm going to box this thing in for now, but at least I know where I need to come and an AFK to get all three activated. And I can't believe I overlooked that. Such a silly mistake. But there you go. So, we are making progress. So, I had a brilliant idea, didn't I? I was going to get distracted by a drink. Oh, yeah, I just brewed some potions, by the way, in chat. There you go, you can see everyone's having a little bit of fun. Yes, I had this really awesome idea that the next step would be to go find some wolves, that we would use the bones from these guys. There you go, you've got quite a lot already. And we would go tame some wolves and bring them back here and build an auto XP farm. Now, one thing we really need is for these guys to be one-hit kills, so when they're attacked by the wolves, they don't take any damage. Although I think over time they'll take a little bit here and there on occasion. And I was thinking, well, we've got a lot of work to rebuild this tower. We may still do that, but I have some instant damage 2 potions right here, and I'm hoping that that's going to kill these guys in one hit. So let's give it a go. Is that lag, or did I throw that badly? Oh, do you know what it is? They're undead mobs. How could I be so silly? I should have thought of that. I'm having a real derp day. It feels like I'm having a real derp time all the time lately with this game. Always forgetting the simple things. Okay, well, that means we just got to take out the fermented spider eyes. So all that time I spent in the nether looking for brown mushrooms, that's gone to waste. I got some quartz as well, though, so it's not all bad. Okay, still haven't got any boots, but you notice here we got our first with a skeleton skull. That is awesome. I'm going to wear that one. Why not? Why not? So, I'll brew up another potion, a health one this time, of course, and we'll try this out again. Alright, we got a lot of these guys in very little time. Almost 100 by the looks of it. And don't worry, I did actually go all the way over there, let these guys despawn and come back. So we've got a whole bunch of new ones, because I think those potions might have healed these guys. Not 100% sure. And we don't even need to stand back now, because this is a potion of healing. So, fingers crossed it'll only take the one. Nope. Fingers crossed it'll only take the 2. Oh, that killed one of them. Fingers crossed it will only take 3. 3 potions. That's probably not good enough, is it? And that's a lot of goodies that we get in return. Oh, and a skull. I can see it down there on the ground behind all the XP. Well, this is good so far, even if it's not the most efficient of things, because we've already got enough wither skulls to fight a wither. That is amazing, I think. And even for 3 potions, all this XP is really valuable early on. So I think that this is doing pretty good so far. And if we make changes, it's just going to make it better. So I'm happy with this, and I'm going to see what we can do next. What is the next step? I saw some boots. Oh, that's not great. They have feather falling 4. So at this point, I'm thinking we have to build a ridiculous tower to get them down to 1 hit kill from full damage, which would be ideal. And considering these spawn rates, that would be very powerful with some, what are they called? Some of the wolves. So now I'm thinking that maybe we crush them, and then after we've crushed them, we dispense a potion onto them. That sounds like a good idea. And that means we're going to do a little bit of redstone as well. So I've got to weigh up my decisions. What I'm going to do is go back to the test world, spawn some guys with the level 4 of these on, level 4 feather falling, and see how far it is they have to fall down. I've got a feeling it's going to be quite a distance. So welcome to the testing world. This right here is level 40 and this is level 39. We're going to be summoning in a wither skeleton with level 4 feather falling. So down it goes. Oh, you survived. You would because I'm recording. You are the first one to survive and you're 1 hit kill. That's interesting. However, of all the other tests I did, none of them survived. So we'll do another one. There you go, he died, and another one. And that one survived. What are the odds then? Because quite a few of them died. Well, all of them died in a row. Interesting. Now it seems like every other one will survive. Which you could potentially argue is not too bad considering how much they cost. But look, they're not going to be 1 hit kill when they're down the bottom either. So that's kind of unreliable then. The way feather falling is calculated, I guess this means they're either going to take a few hits to kill or they're going to die from full damage. So that's not going to be good for working with wolves. And from this height, they always seem to survive. Are you going to sod's law because I'm recording? No, he actually survived. Okay, so I think we're going to rule the wolves one out now. We're going to look at using potions. So that means I'm probably going to redesign the platform a little bit since we're going to use a crusher. So we'll be dropping them down to the height where the spawners were, which I pointed out earlier. So we're going to improve it, but we're not going to be using the wolves. Alright, this thing is finally set up. So now where I'm standing, if we go right against the wall, you will see that all 3 spawners are activated. Let's just remove this as well. And you have to stand exactly here. If you go back just even a little bit, you can see that that one stops working. So it's very precise, but it does mean we can activate all 3 at once, have them come down to here. So you can see we've raised it off of the ground. And I've added in a crusher system as well. Now this is a pulse extender, which we've used to activate the crusher. If you want to know how to build this, there is a link to the tutorial down there in the description box. But let me show you this thing in action. We press the button and you can hear them getting crushed. And basically the items go into this side, then they go back across. And when they've done going out of this one, that's when the crushing stops. And apparently my timing still needs some work, but most of these should now be 1 hit kill, although they're wearing armor, aren't they? So it's going to be quite tricky to get this precise, but we will be using damage potions on these guys, so that will make it a lot better. We can also use a sword as well. But the problem now is there's guys falling down from the top and landing here that are no longer one-hit kills. So we also need some more redstone up here to create like a cut-off chamber above it, and that'll involve more sticky pistons, and it took me a long time to get the slimes for these. There are 4 pistons in total, and I had to go to a swamp that was far, far away just to get a few pieces of slime. Unfortunately, not a lot of slime spawning over there, so it did take quite some time. But there you go, we've done a fair amount this episode. We have built a giant cobblestone box, but the rewards for it are tremendous. We now have enough skulls to fight a wither. There you go, there's 3 in that chest, there's 2 over here as well. We also have a source of feather falling 4 now, which is really nice. Obviously a source of XP, bones and coal, and just so many things all in one from one farm. And I think it's fantastic, and there's still some improvements to go, like I mentioned, with the chamber up above and with the potions as well. And also, what we got in this chest? Another wither skull, so now we can fight 2 wither bosses if we wanted to. So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate that giant cobblestone box? I think it's a solid 9. It's one of the prettier giant boxes of cobblestone I've ever seen. I'm joking, of course. What an eyesore we have built, but do you know what? It's been fantastic. It's been an awesome farm, and it's going to help us so much in the future. It's kind of crazy. But that's it from me this episode of Game Mode 4. Hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, be sure to leave a like as always. Your support on these series... Oh, hello. Your support, as I was saying, on these series is greatly appreciated. Really do, guys. You are tremendous with all the support you give me. And it's so fun to be doing a new series. But enough babbling from me. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.